Everyone loves to talk about their big dreams, their brilliant plans, and how they're going to change the world. But here's the truth. Nobody truly believes you until you show them results. Plans make noise. Results make impact. When you talk about action speaking louder than strategy, it's about understanding human behavior and how the world actually works. Everyone can talk about plans. Everyone can make their goals sound big and impressive. You can sit in a meeting for hours listening to people explaining their strategies, their roadmaps, their vision for the future. It sounds good. It makes you feel motivated for a moment. But after that moment passes, you realize nothing has actually changed. Words are cheap because they don't create value until they are turned into action. When you take action and achieve results, that's when people stop questioning you. That's when they believe you. The truth is, most people spend more time thinking about what they want to do instead of actually doing it. They want to impress others with how smart they are, how carefully they've planned everything out. But in business, in life, success is not about who has the most detailed plan. Success comes to the person who can take a messy, incomplete idea and make it real. When you show results, you don't even need to explain your plan anymore, because the results speak for themselves. Imagine two people starting a business. Keeps talking about how their plan will disrupt the market, how they have a strategy to dominate everything in 5 years. The other person stays quiet, but keeps working. They launch a product, they find customers, they generate revenue. In 2 years, the second person's results are visible. The first is still talking about how good their plan is. People will naturally believe the one who shows real progress. Action has power that plans can never have. When you act, you gain experience, you learn from mistakes, and you discover opportunities you could never see on paper. A plan is only an assumption. It's a guess about how things might go. Results are reality. You cannot argue with results. They prove that something works. They prove that you can make things happen. That's why leaders who truly make an impact focus less on talking and more on moving forward step by step. Another reason why action is more important than strategy is because the world changes fast. A plan you make today can become useless tomorrow because of new technology, competition, unexpected challenges. If you spend all your time perfecting the plan, you'll be left behind. But if you focus on action, you can adapt quickly. You can change direction based on real data, real results, and not just theory. People also judge you by what they can see. If you keep announcing your big ideas but never deliver, they stop taking you seriously. It's like promising to build a skyscraper but never laying a single brick. People will only believe in your vision when they see you building it. On the other hand, if you quietly work and show progress, even if it's small, people notice. They respect it because it's real, not just talk. In every field, business, sports, personal growth, the winners are not the ones with perfect strategies written on paper. The winners are the ones who get up every day and take action. They may not talk much. They move forward while others are still discussing what to do. They understand that results will attract attention naturally. Investors, partners, customers, they all look for proof, not promises. So instead of spending endless hours explaining what you want to do, use that time to do it. Show people the outcome. Show them progress. Let the results do the talking. Once results are visible, you don't need to convince anyone because they can see the evidence with their own eyes. And that is far more powerful than any plan you could describe. Execution over excuses is one of the most fundamental principles behind achieving anything meaningful in life or business. People often underestimate how much execution alone can change their destiny. It doesn't matter how great your idea is, how perfect your strategy sounds, how much you talk about what you will do. If you don't execute, nothing happens. Excuses are easy to make, but they do not move you forward. Execution, even if imperfect, pushes you closer to results. Many people wait for the right time to act. They say they're not ready yet. They need more resources, more support, more clarity. These are just excuses disguised as preparation. The truth is, there is never a perfect time to start. The right time is when you decide to take the first step. Even if you have only 20% of the information, you can move forward and figure out the remaining 80% as you go. People who achieve big things are not the ones who waited until they had everything. They are the ones who made progress despite uncertainty. Excuses feel safe because they protect you from failure. If you don't execute, you can always tell yourself and others that you could have done it if conditions were better. This mindset traps you in the same place forever. Execution means you are willing to fail, learn, and try again. It means you are committed to making things happen rather than just imagining them. Think about businesses that dominate their industries today. Many of them started with little money, strong connections, and no perfect plan. What separated them from those who only dreamed of success was execution. They launched products even when they weren't perfect. They made sales calls when they were nervous. They kept improving through action, not through excuses. And because of that, they built momentum that excuses could never create. Excuses are also contagious. When you surround yourself with people who constantly explain why something can't be done, you start believing it too. Execution, on the other hand, creates energy and attracts people who want to make progress. When you take action, you inspire others to do the same. Your results become proof that action is stronger than any reason not to try. Execution builds discipline. Each time you act, even on small tasks, train yourself to become a doer instead of a talker. Over time, this habit compounds into massive achievements. Excuses build nothing. They only create stories that sound convincing but produce no results. In business meetings, you will meet many people with great ideas but no results. They will tell you why things failed, why they couldn't do it, and why success wasn't possible. But then you meet someone who didn't have the best idea, didn't have everything figured out, yet still moved forward and achieved something. That's the power of execution. Investors, leaders, and customers always choose the person who acts over the person who explains. The world rewards execution because it delivers value. A product that exists but isn't perfect is still more valuable than a product that exists only in someone's mind. A service that is launched and helps even a few people is more impactful than a service that's still in planning. Execution creates tangible outcomes, and that is what people notice and respect. No one remembers the excuses you made, but they will remember what you accomplished. Every time you feel the urge to explain why you haven't started or why you failed, redirect that energy into taking the next action. Action doesn't have to be big. It just needs to move you forward. Small, consistent execution beats endless discussions every single time. Consistency builds trust because people believe what they see repeatedly over time, not what they hear occasionally. Trust is never built by one grand gesture or one loud promise. It is earned by showing up, delivering, and doing what you say you will do again and again. When you are consistent in your actions, others begin to rely on you. They know what to expect from you because you've proven through results, not words, that you can be counted on. In life and business, many people start strong but fail to maintain momentum. They get excited about a new idea, a new habit, or a new goal and push hard for a few weeks. But when challenges appear, evasion fades and progress stops. This is why so many plans fail, because consistency is missing. It's easy to be great for a day. Being reliable for months and years is what truly builds trust. Consistency also shows seriousness. When you show up every day to work on your goals, even when it's hard, even when nobody is watching, it proves you're committed. People respect commitment because it's rare. Anyone can talk about dedication. Only a few can demonstrate it through relentless, consistent effort. Leaders who consistently deliver results don't need to convince people to believe in them. Trust naturally forms because people see proof over time. Think about successful companies or individuals. Their reputation didn't come from one successful launch or one lucky break. It came from years of consistently providing value. Customers return to businesses they trust to deliver the same quality every time. Employees stay loyal to leaders who consistently guide and support them. Partners invest in people who consistently achieve, not those who succeed randomly once and disappear. Consistency is powerful because it compounds. Small actions done daily may look insignificant in the short term, but over months and years, they create massive results. This steady progress builds confidence not only in others, but also in yourself. Each time you show up and execute, you reinforce your own belief that you can be trusted to keep going. Inner trust reflects outward, making others believe in you even more. Without consistency, trust quickly erodes. If you deliver sometimes but fail other times, people hesitate to rely on you. They start doubting whether you will actually follow through. Words can't fix this doubt. Only consistent action can rebuild it. It doesn't depend on talent or intelligence alone. It depends on reliability. Being talented once doesn't make people trust you. Being reliably good day after day truly matters. Consistency also requires patience. You cannot expect instant results or immediate recognition. In the beginning, your efforts may go unnoticed. You might feel like no one is paying attention. But over time, people begin to see the pattern. They notice that while others quit or change direction, you're still there, making progress. This long-term visibility is what eventually wins respect and credibility. In every area, business, relationships, personal growth, trust is the foundation of success. And trust cannot be rushed or faked. It must be built through consistent actions that align with your promises. Cannot demand trust. You must earn it. The only way to earn it is by showing results regularly, no matter how small. Is full of people with big dreams and bold statements. But when it comes time to deliver, very few stay consistent. If you become the rare person who does, you stand out naturally. People will not only trust you but also follow you because they know you won't disappear when things get tough. Silence creates impact because real progress doesn't need to be announced. It speaks for itself when the results are visible. Many people feel the need to constantly talk about what they're doing, what they plan to achieve, and how they're going to change everything. They think that by speaking loudly and often, others will see them as capable or important. But in reality, constant talking without proof only weakens credibility. Silence, combined with quiet hard work, creates a much stronger impression because when you finally reveal results, it surprises people and commands their attention. In life and business, there's a common trap: sharing every step of your plan with everyone around you. You post updates, make big announcements, and talk endlessly about the future. At first, people might pay attention, but over time, if you fail to deliver, they stop listening. Your words lose weight because there's no substance behind them. Silence avoids this trap. You stay silent and focus on execution. You protect yourself from early criticism, unnecessary pressure, and the distraction of seeking approval. Silence also builds mystery, and mystery attracts curiosity. When others don't know every detail of your moves, they wonder what you're working on. Curiosity is powerful. It makes people pay attention without you having to chase their attention. When you finally show what you've been building, feels bigger and more impactful because no one expected it. This is how many successful entrepreneurs and leaders operate. They work quietly for months or even years, suddenly reveal something extraordinary that changes the game. Working in silence has another benefit. It allows you to focus fully on execution without the burden of proving yourself to others. Talking about plans can create a false sense of accomplishment. You tell people what you intend to do, and they praise you. Your brain feels as if you've already achieved something. This kills momentum. Silence prevents this trap by keeping your energy and focus on actual progress rather than external validation. It's also important to understand that results are louder than any announcement you could make. When you deliver something tangible, a successful project, a profitable business, a personal transformation, people notice on their own. You don't need to convince them because the proof is right in front of them. This natural recognition is far more powerful than forced attention gained through constant talk. Silence teaches humility. It reminds you that success is not about shouting louder than others, but about quietly building something meaningful. Words can attract doubters and even competitors who may try to pull you down before you've even started. Silence protects your vision until it's strong enough to stand on its own. By the time people see what you've done, it's too solid to be stopped by criticism or jealousy. In every field, you'll find people who make noise but rarely deliver, and those who say little but achieve extraordinary things. The second group holds real power because their actions, not their words, do the talking. Their silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. They understand that noise fades quickly. Results create lasting impact. Being silent doesn't mean you never communicate. It means you speak less and act more. It means you allow your achievements to introduce you instead of empty promises. When you live this way, you naturally stand out. People trust you more because you're not trying to impress them with words. You're showing them proof through action. And when you finally speak, your words carry weight because they're backed by results. Adapt and deliver is a mindset that separates those who succeed from those who fail when reality doesn't match expectations. Plans are made based on assumptions, predictions, but the world rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Markets shift, customers change, competitors react, and unexpected problems arise. If you hold on to a fixed plan when circumstances change, you get stuck. Matters is not sticking to the original plan, but being able to adapt quickly and still deliver results despite obstacles. Many people fall in love with their plans. They think that because they spent weeks or months designing a strategy, it must work exactly as written. When challenges appear, they freeze. They try to force the plan to fit the new situation instead of adjusting it. This creates frustration and failure because the world doesn't reward rigid thinking. It rewards flexibility and problem solving. Successful people know that plans are just starting points. They're willing to change direction the moment they see a better way forward. Adapting doesn't mean giving up on your goal. It means finding new paths to reach it. Think of it like sailing a boat. You may set a course toward an island. If the wind shifts or a storm appears, you can't keep steering in the same straight line. You must adjust the sails, change angles, and find another way around obstacles while still heading toward the destination. That's adaptation in action. It's not about abandoning the journey, but navigating it intelligently. Delivering results while adapting requires a mindset of resilience and speed. Resilience means you don't collapse when something goes wrong. You look for solutions. Speed means you don't waste time complaining about why the plan failed. You quickly move to a new approach. This is why many businesses and leaders survive tough times while others disappear. They don't rely on fixed strategies. They test, learn, and pivot until they find what works. Adaptability is also tied to humility. It takes humility to admit that your original plan wasn't perfect or that you miscalculated. Many people let pride stop them from changing direction. They'd rather fail following the perfect plan than succeed by adjusting it. True leadership is about delivering outcomes, not protecting egos. When you adapt, you show strength because you value results more than being right. This principle is just as important in personal growth. Life rarely goes as expected. Opportunities close, relationships change, health or finances fluctuate. If you only know how to live according to a strict plan, you will break when life surprises you. But if you know how to adapt, you can handle uncertainty with confidence. You learn new skills, shift priorities, and keep moving towards success even when the original path is blocked. The world is full of examples where adaptation led to breakthroughs. Many of the most successful companies today started with a completely different idea than what made them famous. They listened to the market, noticed what customers really wanted, and shifted direction. If they had stubbornly followed their initial plan, they would have failed. Instead, they delivered results by embracing change. People only respect results. They don't care if you followed the original plan step by step. They care about whether you solved the problem, reached the goal, or provided value. You focus on adapting and delivering. You show that you are reliable even when things don't go perfectly. That reliability builds trust and opens more opportunities than a perfect plan ever could. Legacy is built on achievements because, in the end, people remember what you actually did, what you said you would do. You can have the greatest vision, the most inspiring ideas, and the most detailed plans, but if they never turn into real accomplishments, they vanish with time. History celebrates doers, not dreamers who never acted. Defines you is not the speeches you make or the promises you give. It's the tangible impact you leave behind that continues to speak for you even when you're no longer present. Many people focus too much on talking about the future. They want others to know their intentions, their ambitions, and their strategies. They believe that by sharing big dreams, they will be remembered. But memory doesn't work that way. People don't hold on to words unless those words are backed by results. Think about the most respected leaders, innovators, or changemakers. They are remembered because of their achievements, the things they built, the challenges they overcame, and the contributions that changed lives. Achievements are powerful because they are proof. When you accomplish something meaningful, you create evidence that you made a difference. This proof doesn't need to be explained. It stands on its own. Generations later, people might not know your entire plan or all the steps you took, but they will see what you left behind. A company, a product, a movement, a solved problem, that is what creates a legacy that lasts. Building a legacy through achievements also requires persistence. Many people start with big goals, but stop halfway because it's difficult or they lose motivation. They comfort themselves by saying at least they had a plan. Unfinished plans are forgotten. Achievements, on the other hand, require you to keep going despite obstacles, criticism, and failure. It's not enough to start something. You must finish and deliver results that have lasting value. There's also a difference between temporary success and a true legacy. Some achievements shine for a short time but fade because they lack depth or purpose. A strong legacy comes from achievements that solve real problems, improve lives, inspire others to continue building. That kind of impact doesn't come from talk or appearance. It comes from consistent action and dedication to turning visions into reality. Life and business. People will not remember how many meetings you attended or how detailed your plans were. They will remember if you created something that mattered. They won't remember how you explained your dreams. They will remember how you changed something for the better. This is why achievers focus on doing instead of explaining. They know that their real story will be written by results, not by their intentions. Achievements also have the power to outlive you. Long after you're gone, people can still benefit from the work you've done. This is how true legacy works. It's not about fame while you're alive, but about leaving behind something that continues to create value for others. Words fade, promises disappear, achievements leave marks that time cannot erase. If you want to be remembered, you must stop worrying about how impressive your plans sound and start focusing on what you can actually accomplish. Deliver results that people can see and feel. Something that speaks for itself. Because at the end of everything, the only thing that defines your legacy is not what you said you would do. It's what you actually did. Truly matters is not the size of your plans or how well you explain them. It's the results you deliver. Let your actions speak louder than words. You focus on execution, stay consistent, adapt with resilience, and work quietly with purpose. People will stop asking for proof because they will see it with their own eyes. Your legacy through achievements, not promises. Remember, the world respects those who show up and get things done. So, just talk about your dreams. Let them see your results.